is a lawyer and, of course, a social commentator, Mr. Dapo Abiodun. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Daily Report tonight.
Good evening.
Thank
you for having me.
Yes, let's look at the fight against corruption. It's something on the lips of everyone. People are talking about it. There are two sides to the divide. Some people on one side say, look, this corruption fight is just lip service. The president is not doing anything. If he wants to fight corruption, let him start from inside his kitchen with the cabinet members there. And there are some people who can bet their lives that the president is truly fighting corruption. Where do you stand now?
Without a doubt, I think this administration has done a lot to fight corruption. And I believe Mr. President has been exemplary in his fight against
Give
corruption.
us instances.
In the first instance, you will recall that the secretary to the federal government was accused of wrongdoing. It wasn't the amount of money that was so humongous. It was the fact that he was involved in giving contracts to himself. He made sure that he was dismissed from office.
Was it enough to be dismissed? Was he?
The issue of prosecution is being handled by the prosecution agencies, but you're also aware that in this country, past presidents and members of cabinet have been known to set up businesses in conflict with their duties, but nobody has ever punished them. This is the administration in which a minister who was found to have come with funny papers into government was dismissed and she was asked to resign. It has never happened anywhere else. Nobody ever paid attention to even those kind of things. But because, and I'm sure that many of us realize that it is not a condition precedent to have done NYSC to be a minister. No, it's not in the Constitution. The issue was that some of the papers was found to be improper, and that was the reason why she was asked to resign. I'm not sure any other administration has done this. Furthermore, you would also see that in the fight in the work of EFCC, there's no intervention by the presidency. They let the EFCC do its work at its own time. The ICPC is doing its work of investigation, and they don't stop them, they don't intervene, they don't withdraw charges or withdraw cases from anybody. So you can say without any doubt at all, that this is an administration that has shown that it is ready to fight corruption.
All right, you've just talked about the former finance minister and how she was asked to resign, according to you. Why was there so much back and forth about the president talking about the school certificate and all that? Before he came to office, he did say that his certificate was somewhere. They looked out for it. Nothing happened. That went that way. He came to office. Then again, there were lawyers who came together and, followed him to court, as it were, or went to court on that matter. Before you knew it, WIAC had produced something, an attestation. Why was there so much back and forth if you're talking about the issue of credibility?
I think it's because the opposition did not find any other thing to talk about.
Okay.
Because when you're talking about a man who is squeaky clean, they could not find anything to attack him, and they're digging and looking, what can we say about this man? Hey, the man was a former president of the country. He was a general in the army. Those qualifications alone exceed any school sat. So, but if you can't find anything to talk about, you start needling in the hay and looking for. They were not talking about real issues. They were not talking about his competence to run. They were not talking about issues that affected governance, but whether he had a school certificate. Not that he didn't go to school. He went through Staff College in Jaji. That is the equivalent of any university. So, so when they didn't find anything better, they sat on issues that were mundane.
So as politicians, they just keep digging. Now, when you hear things like, okay, you're sitting down with people who also belonged in the opposition, as it is now, they are the opposition. They were the ruling party at that time. They've all crossed over to the APC. They've dropped the horns and, grown the halo, as it were. When you hear things like that, what comes to your mind?
You see, it's not about what party you belong to. That is strictly sensu. It is about what are the ethics and the ethos in the society, in the party you now go to. In the PDP, some things were allowed and anybody was allowed to behave as they liked. Nobody asked questions. In the APC, you can see that they are asking questions. And you will see that among those who have crossed over, who are not finding the party what they expected. Saraki said it publicly. He said they went there expecting it would be party as usual. He said he didn't find it like that, and he's gone back to PDP where he was allowed to do whatever he wanted to do. So crossing over is not the problem. It's that when you cross over Are you still going to continue as he was? No, it's not business as usual. So if you're ready to cross over and change behavior, fantastic.
Do you see everyone